Welcome to our webinar. We are going to be talking a lot about how we can increase sales and revenue on Instagram with automations. I feel really happy to have you all here. We can get started without further ado. Let's start from the top on the basic question, right? On why we are focusing on Instagram specifically. So as you know, Instagram has a incredibly large user base. We also know that research says 50% of users use social media to research products before they actually purchase them. And this is, as marketers, you would have obviously observed that a lot of your referral traffic to your websites actually comes from these social channels. This is why there's a huge advent in Facebook ad spends and Instagram specific ads, largely because that's where all our end consumers are, right? That's where your users are. And if we are able to bring our commerce to them, that's how we can solve this problem. Now, the key challenges which come with having Instagram as a core tool which you're using is, I'm pretty sure that most of the brands you guys are working with, or you guys have, most of the Shopify stores you would be posting somewhere around 2 to 5 posts a day, posts a week, a few stories a day, just to keep on increasing engagement. However, there are some downstream problems which happen because of that. Not problems, essentially missed opportunities, I would want to call them. So when you have a high volume of posts, you automatically have a high engagement. Now, people who are engaging with your posts are essentially your potential customers. However, it's close to impossible to handle all of those queries manually. We'll pick a few case studies while we get ahead, where quite a few very interesting content has been created by brands. However, once comments start coming in, once engagement starts coming in, there is no response from the brand side. So this is a huge untapped potential, which, essentially we see brands in the market not using or not taking care of. The largest problem in addressing this is simply the volume of it. You can't be, replying to 100 comments every day, 100 DMs every day. Anyone and everyone who reacts to your stories and posts, you can't sit and, start replying to them. The second part is when someone likes your post or engages with your post, when they are, scrolling through their Instagram and they come across your post. Now, if you don't engage them instantly, if you don't engage them in a very quick, short span of time, it becomes very difficult to kind of capture their interest. Late time retargeting, though it helps, but the best time to actually convert your user is when they have expressed their interest. This is the second problem, where even if you probably have the manpower to actually list down and comment every reply to every comment that has come in, reply to every reaction that has come in. However, if you don't automate it to be instantaneous, you are missing out on that sweet window where someone can convert. The last part is, traditionally, when people set up their stores on Shopify or storefronts like that effort and the marketing effort, there's a gap between them. There's a bridge between them. We see brands with really, really good content, which they're building out. They're spending time, money, and effort in building out that content, which of course increases your brand visibility, your engagement, and Instagram is a good channel for that. However, purchase still happens on a completely different platform, which is disconnected. Right now, it becomes a very costly affair to take people from one platform to the other platform. So today we'll essentially talk about how we can use Instagram automations to go through some of these challenges. We'll quickly see how good automations can help you in designing good campaigns and designing or making use of good creatives. So you already have a hand in how to make good creatives. We'll focus on how you can kind of leverage them to increase sales. So let's get started. First off, we'll quickly discuss what is possible in the space of Instagram. So traditionally, what we have at least observed, most of the new age brands, they start off with just their smartphone, right? A brand has been launched. There are a few stories, there are a few posts, there are a few reels. You start getting engagement. You start, manually engaging with folks. Now, there are 6 things which Instagram kind of provides out of the box, which we develop further on top of. These are the capabilities which you can automate in the first place. So the first is comment replies. Whenever a user comments on any post, we'll be able to know, we'll help you to set up a good, curated reply for that comment. Now, this reply could be specific to that post. It could be specific to what the user is saying. So you'll be able to customize. So let's say some user is saying, what's the price of this product? Versus some other user has come in asking for a discount, right? Or it could depend on the kind of post you're making as well, right? Let's say you're having a product launch coming and you've made a teaser video, and the comments are all about what this product is about, or the people are thinking about it, or even sometimes you nudge users to comment specific things in the comments, right? We help you how to understand how you can automate each of these exclusively based on what users say and which posts they're saying it on. The second part is story replies and reactions. So conventionally, what we've seen is brands tend to have at least 2 to 3 stories a day. And this is predominantly to appear in the top bar for any customer, right? In the stories section. So having a huge volume of stories is something which is considered good in terms of Instagram engagement. However, if anyone reacts to it, replies to it, or reacts with emojis or replies something particular, that's again an overhead that comes into your marketing team, who has to sit and kind of make sure that good replies are going out. This is also something you can completely automate. The next part is story mentions. This is typically used when like an end customer is sharing a story on their Instagram and they're mentioning your brand, right? Now, typically people use this for many use cases. A few use cases are you're running a giveaway campaign and you want people to be actually doing this. And this is one of the best ways to kind of increase your brand visibility, right? You're telling your users that, hey, there's a campaign, giveaway campaign, and all people who post a story with our product and mention us in their DMs, we'll give them a discount or something like that, right? Or we'll add them in a giveaway campaign. You'll have other steps as well. So this is something which you can actually automate to a very high degree. We'll go through all of this. We'll go through, typical use cases on how you can use these in different combinations. We'll go through all of that in the webinar. The next part is a chatbot in a DM and you're in the direct message section. Now, like we said, all of this happens where there are standard out of the box automation. Someone says this, you kind of reply this. You have a smart way of replying to that. However, the story doesn't end there. Anyone who's skipped the beat, has not done any of these actions and is directly coming to your DMs. Someone's ordered a product and they want to follow up when it's getting delivered. All of these instances are something which you can cover with a very smart chatbot directly in your DM, right? Where users are asking questions and there are pre-made answers, there are flows you can build, there are automation journeys you can build. There's a lot you can do specifically in DM. The last two parts are some things which I think most of you have already set up in your, from your Instagram account or your Facebook Business Manager. These are icebreakers and persistent menu. This is like when I'm coming to your brand for the first time, opening my DM, and the few options which I see there, like I want to talk to someone, like the few 4 or 5 typical questions you give as prompts to the users to type in. These are icebreakers and persistent menus. However, the limitation there is it's just a question that will come to you and there's a pre-made text answer you can reply back. But with using a smart solution, you can actually automate that journey as well. So let's say most of the users are coming to your store typically either to browse products or to get support, right? These are 2 options you can have, but once they click on that, you can have very detailed out, very deep flows where users can then go. If they're discovering a product, they can kind of look at purchasing it. If they're looking for support, they can get more details of their order. All of those things are then possible. Yeah. So I guess these are the key features which Instagram kind of enables us to work on. We'll move forward. We'll be covering these 9 use cases in these 3 buckets today. The first bucket is, of course, to increase leads. One of the biggest problems with Instagram is that while you have 100K, 200K followers, converting that into a tangible lead is very difficult. You don't have the email ID, you don't have the phone number, you don't have any tangible way where you can actually reach out to those customers again. It's a touch and go scenario where they react, they engage, and there's no way for you to actually tell them that, hey, this product is live. Why did you like this product previously? You like the posts of these products. Why don't you kind of purchase this, right? So bridging this gap is the first section where we are working towards increasing leads. The first step is, of course, helping you design campaigns which can increase your overall subscriber base, increase your followers. And these are like marketing campaigns which you yourself have designed, right? Giveaway campaigns, comment something specific to get rewards, or get early access or waitlist for a new launched product. Now, while these are marketing campaigns which you already run, we'll just work on how you can automate these parts, how you can remove your touch point, and how you can actually supercharge these campaigns as well, right? The second section would be how we can increase revenue. We can see how we'll go over a few flows, a few cases where people have actually tangibly used this and are getting direct conversions there. The last part would be engagement. This is anything and everything around above and beyond revenue. This is where customers are coming in looking for support, looking for some specific agent assisted help, or there are other ways where you can actually collect their email addresses, collect their phone numbers, these things which you can later use to retarget them on WhatsApp, email, other channels. So I think without further ado, we'll get into the increased leads part. So the core about this is how we can set up automations that increase subscribers and followers firstly on Instagram. And then how is it that you can tangibly connect it to a purchase or a sale down the line? So the first thing we'll pick up is, a basic comment for reward kind of a campaign. So what you can do is basically have, I think I wouldn't comment too much around how creators are made here or how campaigns are designed. I think that's, something which you guys are already skilled at. So let's say you have an engagement post where you want people to engage, where you want people to, comment a certain thing. And based on what people comment, you can specify what kind of flow you want to cater to them, what kind of a response you want to give to them. It could be a static one-time response. It could be, something which is more complicated, something where you're going to ask them for a few more information before you give out the reward. So one typical scenario here would be you have a product which works really well. You have an Instagram post for it, and you've mentioned in the caption that comment discount to get a discount in your DMs, right? All users would have to do is comment discount there on the Instagram chat, comment section. Once they do that, we'll be able to directly reach out to their DMs. We'll be able to send them a message saying that, hey, why don't you get your discount code? Just click this button. But the moment they do that, you can ask them for further details. You can ask them for their email address, your phone number, before you actually disburse that discount. So here, two things can happen. One is definitely like discounts are a revenue nudging capability. You'll be using that. Second, while giving discounts, you're also getting lead generation, like customer phone numbers or customer email addresses. So even if they don't purchase down the line, you still have some leads which you can like nurture eventually and get them to convert. I'll talk about the next segment as well, and we'll do a quick demo on how this works, how this will look for you. The next part is giveaway campaign. Kind of both of them functionally would operate similarly, but here you can try to get more stuff done from the users. So an example of this would be you want users to do 2-3 steps before they actually get a reward, right? You want them to share a story where they're mentioning your brand, and then you want them to comment something specific in a story, in a post. And once you do this, for you, the benefit is that you're getting engagement on 2 separate activities, on a post and a story. And once someone shares a story where you are mentioned, you automatically increase your impressions, your visibility, right? You can also qualify that, hey, give a reward only to people who have done both of these things, right? You can maintain tags at your end, which give you visibility that, hey, these are the people who have done both of these things. We'll do a quick demo on how this would work. I have set up a test Instagram account. I will just show how that can work. You can also, if you want, you can, all of you are attending, you can also try this out on this Instagram store. It's called Travel Gears Official. You can just go there and we can start with the story directly. So I'll just share my screen. I'm just give me 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Instagram page. As you can see, let's say this is a new story that came across my way, right? I get to know that, hey, share the story, mention us, and stand a chance to win an exciting prize. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead, I'll create a story. Let's pick some, sorry, my Uber ride. But yeah, I'll mention the store, right? Happy to have like had a really good experience with this particular brand. And yep, that's it. I just shared a story where I mentioned this particular store. Now, in a couple of seconds, I should be able to get a specific targeted message, which is, yeah, which is specifically based on the kind of content which I have shared. So in this case, yeah, sorry. So you can see here, thanks for mentioning us in your story. I have gotten a next step here. That comment hashtag travel gear unlimited on our latest post to participate in our giveaway campaign. Now I can just go to the Instagram page. I can see the post here, and I just have to comment that hashtag. That's it. So as of now, you can see that I have done 2 steps. I have shared a story where I mentioned the brand's name. I have commented something specific on the brand's post as well. So while the comment, while we record that, hey, this person has done both of these, you could also see that is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
So how you can set this automation from our end is, like, for us, automations are all, flow journeys which you can build out on our dashboard directly. So in this case, I did a mention where I mentioned mentioned the brand in a story. I'm adding a tag that, hey, this customer has mentioned you in a giveaway. And you can also add these details in a particular Google Sheet, right? Just for an example, this is the Google Sheet where as soon as I mentioned them in the story, I get the record of who the person was, what the customer Instagram handle is, and whether or not I mentioned. And this is a Google Sheet which I just created to keep a track of this particular campaign. You can have different sheets for different campaigns. You can just pull out whatever information you want as checks and balances. Hey, these are the people who, actually commented, actually did these activities. Similarly, we also have for, like we have for mentions, we also have for comments. So anyone who comments, like we did, anyone who comments a particular thing, we add them, we add a tag to them, we update a row in that Google Sheet. Now, I'll quickly show you how on our platform you can kind of set up these. Any activity which a user does, which can be a comment, a react, a reply, or a mention, this is something which we can proactively engage in. Now you can also specify what the comment is. If the comment is something, a keyword which you want users to comment, or if it's something generic. So generally when people are inquiring about price, they write price please, PP, price question mark. So you can cover those cases as well where the comment can contain. So whatever keyword you're matching can just be a subset of whatever the user is commenting. The next part is you can also specify on which post this comment happens, right? It could be on all posts. Like you can specify that if it is one particular reel you want engagement on, or any reel if they comment, any post they comment, then this should be the behavior. Once you create this, all you have to do is, figure out the downstream conditions. So you could actually do away with these 2 blocks and directly have a, confirmation message. Yeah, you mentioned us in your story, and you've mentioned us in your post. And this is something you can then, like as for the user, it's a reaffirmation, but you can also tag in further here that, hey, do you want to browse further products? Do you want to check out other products? These are things which you can link back there. Just give me a second. Yeah. One more interesting piece which you can do is an early access or a waitlist kind of a scenario where you know that you have a product launch coming up soon. and you are automatically generating all your marketing efforts are towards generating more interest towards that product launch. Now, again, you can do a couple of things here. You can get users to comment something specific. Hey, add me to the wait list, or I'm interested, or even an emoji reaction if you want. So in the next quick demo we'll just do an emo, like you can see this post. In the post content, I have written that, hey, comment the hands raised emoji if you want to sign up for an early access. And that's all someone has to do. They just have to comment this particular keyword, and you will automatically get a DM for details of this product. Or yeah. So thank you for showing interest in our upcoming product. May I have your email ID so that I can notify you when the product is launched? So I'll just quickly give my email ID.
Alvin, your screen is not visible. It's just a deck.
The cool thing here is that you can also have validations in place. So if, let's say, I did not give an accurate email ID, I'll show you with the phone number. So the next step, I'm asking for the phone number, but let's say I'm just sending some random content, right? We can have a check in place where, yeah. Apologies, guys. I was on a different screen altogether. Yeah, I'll just start from the top. I'll just start again. Like I said, there's this post where there's a comment, comment with your raised hands. I'll just comment that again, and we'll start the flow again. So as soon as someone comments, you as a brand would obviously get notified, but the end user also gets a message. So thank you for showing interest in our upcoming product. May I have your email ID? I'll just quickly enter my email ID. Yeah. So like I was saying, there's validations in place. You can see in the above example where phone number was asked, but I put in some random numbers. We can check for whether or not the user is giving an accurate phone number. We can also validate whether or not it's the user's phone number, but it happens much better in WhatsApp than on Instagram. Yeah, I'll just share my number. So yeah, we have added, like, this is a confirmation message which you can customize whatever you want to send to your end users. But in the meanwhile, I'll also show you where you can capture these details. So this is a Google Sheet where whenever I'm entering my details, whenever a new user is entering the waitlist, you can have those details inserted into a Google Sheet where you want to kind of probably broadcast them again. Inside our platform itself, you can also make a segment where all of these users who have expressed interest for this particular product, you can automatically add them to a segment as well. I'll just quickly show you the flow of how this would look. So wherever the comment is, this hands raised emoji on one particular post, that particular post, we can send out a message. Thank you for showing interest. May I have your email ID? And this is an email specific block. So if someone does not give you their correct, like an accurate email ID and that response, someone just says, hey, hello, or some random stuff there, we can have a validation saying that, hey, please enter your correct email address. And then that goes down. You can have a phone number as well. And then you can have inserted to a Google Sheet. This is the case where I just wanted to add it to a Google Sheet. Now, another key thing which you can see is how many times this flow has run. So when I was trying for you, you can see, let me just refresh this. And you can see how many times this flow has triggered and how many unique customers this has gone to. You can also see this at each block level that, hey, it triggered 4 times for some user, and then there was a drop off. Like here, you can see 4, and then you can see 3 here. So if you remember, while I was just showing the phone number, I dropped off when the phone number started and started the flow again. So you can actually start seeing that where users are dropping off in your journey, what part of your journey you need to improve, right? These are all insights that you can start getting. Cool. Before we move to the next section, which is around increasing revenue, we've talked about increasing leads and how you can tie in automations into your campaigns. You can specifically address where people are commenting, what people are commenting. And it could be engagement on your stories, on your posts, on your reels, and all formats which are there on Instagram. If there are any questions, we can quickly take them. I think otherwise we can proceed forward to the next session. Next section. Sorry, yeah, we'll move to the revenue section, how we can increase revenue. We'll focus on how you can create journeys that can enable sales either directly on Instagram or lead out to your Shopify store. We will be using, we'll be showing some of the things on our store, and we'll be showing some of the stores which are there on some of the flows which are there on some of our client stores as well. Just so that you can get a sense of how, at what scale this is being used. One of the first automations that comes into place when revenue is in play is the price please automations. What we've seen, at least specifically in the Indian context, there's a lot of comments which are like, price please, what's the price? Like, is there any discount available? And very typically PP is something which is very commonly used, price please PP. What happens is that for most of the stores, there are some out of the box, basic automations some people set up where, hey, thanks for asking the price. You can check out the price on the Shopify store, right? We take it a step further. I'll just quickly show you how, the configuration of this looks like. So yeah, in Instagram, you can, any post that you make on Instagram, you can map to some product which you have on your Shopify store. So this is a new post that I just made. I can actually, I know that this is a new product that's coming in that's probably not here yet, but for all older products, you'd be able to just, as simple as that, map this product here. You can also set up on what conditions this should run. So if the user says like capital PP, small p, capital P, price please, any of these combinations, and you can add in free form whatever you want, right? What is price, right? Any keyword which you identify that, hey, this is something that has been recurringly coming in my comments, you can just put it here. There are two steps here. One, you can directly respond to the customer's query on that comment itself. And typically users like a good automation would be where you just tell them to go check their DMs, because this nudges other users to also actually start typing that out. And the second part is sending out a direct message to those users. Now, in the direct message, you can customize it a little bit. So we just showed that we can map a product to a post to a product. Once you have mapped that, automatically here, whatever post someone comments on. So let's say post 1 is connected to product 1, post 2 is connected to product 2. If someone comments price please on post 1, they will start getting product 1 related messages. Now, this could be details about the product, their price, description, whatever you want to show, whatever information you have on Shopify, that is something that can be natively shown in Instagram. You can build out a very clean carousel image where you can show the product image, the price, all of those things. Another part is that you can add multiple buttons on what you want the users to do after seeing this, right? Now, again, this depends brand to brand, but there are folks who prefer to have the entire checkout journey within Instagram. There are folks who expect that, hey, why not take them to Shopify, where I've set up, way too many widgets, way too many other things which will aid me in conversion. And if that is what you want, then you can direct them to your web page as well. So you can see that each button you define, you can connect it either to a chatbot flow, where like the rest of the response will be then taken care of by a chatbot, or you can directly send them to the product page on Shopify. Yeah. So what I'll do is so this is the latest post which you can see there. I'll just add this as a product and I'll save changes. And let me just show you how the price please automation would look like on. Let me just share again. Yeah. So I just put a new what is price. I just post this. And now ideally for this product, just give it a second. So here you can see there are two things that have happened. One is there is a comment reaction. Hi, thanks for your interest. Kindly check your DM. And the second thing is in my DMs, I'm seeing that specific product, right? Now I'll quickly just if you want, we can change the product there and we'll see a different scenario here altogether, right? We'll get to the add to cart and conversion or like conversion on Instagram in the next step. Let me just cover this part first where, yeah, got it. So we've covered how you can actually, kind of supercharge your comment section in your Instagram post and directly lead them to a product specific carousel block. We can also lead them to a general browsing behavior, right? Where they just want to look at all products that are there on your store. And like you can see on this video, you can see multiple image carousels. You can make it into a hierarchy. Hey, these are my collections. You choose a collection, and then within the collection, what products you want to show. All of this is something you can set it up as per your choice. There's always that 80-20 rule, right? That 80% of your 20% of your products are the ones which are selling 80%. So just focus on those. Make sure that the user's experience in that Instagram flow is something which is very seamless. And we can also quickly go through on how you can do this. I'll just quickly show how the browse flow would essentially look like. Just give it a second. So this is again another one of our clients where if anyone just says even hi, you get the first message kind of nudges you to either browse more products, or if they want exclusive help from an agent, then they can get that as well. We'll just go with browse products. And this is where your collection category level information comes in. Now in this, you can see I can see the entire product image here itself. I can lead out multiple options where either they can add to cart here itself, or they can purchase somewhere else. Just in this scenario, if you want users to be redirected to your Shopify page, this is something you can do. I'll show you another example where you can directly add to cart on on WhatsApp itself. So in the next section, we'll go how you can set up your end-to-end checkout journey. And this is an out-of-the-box journey which you get as soon as you get onto our platform, where all nitty-gritties are taken care of. All you need.
Alvin, you're not audible.
You want on your Shopify dashboard? Do you want some specific tags that, hey, this is an Instagram COD order? Is that some information you want to pass on to Shopify? Then that's also something you can do. Just give me 1 second as I just, I'll again show you some store where this we have set up. Yeah. Is my phone screen visible? Yeah. So Firebolt is like an awesome up and coming brand. For them, what we have set up is, again, like you saw for Conscious Chemist, how you browse products, how you, have a category selection. I'll just try to make an entire COD order. I have also already placed a previous order, so ideally I should be able to reuse my address. Let's go with the first product we are seeing. I'll have to cancel this order after I place it. I don't think 3,799 for a watch is something I can. Yeah. So now there are two options here. You can either check out here right now, or you can take them to Shopify and get them to check out. Now let's focus on how end-to-end checkout on Instagram happens. So here, as you can see in my previous flows, I had already shared my address. I'm already a customer of the store. So essentially, if there's an order existing for me, then I don't need to add my address again. I'm perfectly fine with this address. Let's continue. And again, we can have COD and prepaid. I'll try to do a COD and then cancel the order. But if you choose prepaid, then all your native payment, like whatever payment gateway options you have, you can kind of have it as an option here. Now here, as you can see, my customer name is already there. My details are there. My phone number is there. And based on the product that I selected and based on my shipping location, there's a shipping charge that is also added. Based on that, there's a final subtotal that is created. This is a cart summary page, which we generate. And finally, I'll place my order and this order gets created on Shopify in real time. It also, so the order has been placed. This is my order. You will make an order, you will independently create an order on Instagram. How will I get to know? How will I manage my inventory? How will I manage my stock? Now, all of that is sorted. The moment an order is placed here, yeah, I've gotten a WhatsApp confirmation for this order being placed. This is coming directly from in Shopify. And because of that, we pass specific tags. We can inform that, hey, this is an Instagram specific order. This is a COD order. This is yet to be confirmed. Whatever tags, whatever information you want on your Shopify dashboard, that's something we can very easily pass from our system. We'll just go back and just make sure we have covered all parts in the revenue section. Just a second. So yeah, we covered price please automations where you can define, what keywords people say. You can also so whenever you create a new Instagram post, you don't have to go back and map a product to it. Our systems are, are capable enough to actually map them automatically. We do use the power of AI to actually do this, where based on whatever post you have made, we auto connect a Shopify product to it. Once that happens, so all you have to do is make a post. After that, anytime at any point, someone comments price, please, like the flow you saw, they'll directly see the details of the product which has been mapped. They'll be able to add it to their cart. They'll be able to purchase it from there itself. The next part is browse products. This is essentially, this is completely up to you on how you design it. And there are some folks who want this to be a very crisp journey. There are some folks who want it to be as large, as labyrinthy as possible. If someone gets in, they shouldn't be able to get out. So that's completely up to you on what your brand position is or what your brand experience you want to cater. But yeah, basically you can show whatever depth you want. You want category collection and like products directly. You want whatever hierarchy you want your users to go through when they're researching for a product. And the last part is Instagram checkout. All you have to do is just enable this flow. If you want just COD and not prepaid on Instagram, then there's absolutely nothing you have to do. If you want prepaid mode of payment as well, then there's just a simple integration with whatever payment gateway you're using. And once an order is created on Instagram, we push that order, we publish that order on your Shopify dashboard, on your whatever storefront store management system dashboard you have. And we also have the capability of passing whatever relevant tags. Hey, this is a customer who came from Instagram. This is a customer. So in the previous few flows, we were adding customer tags, right? All of those can then be sent to Shopify as well. So tomorrow, if you just want to put a filter on your Shopify dashboard saying, I want to see all posts, all purchases that have come from Instagram, that's a one-click step for you. That's just a simple filter you have to apply there. Before we move on to the next section, just wanted to quickly check if we have any questions.
Yes, Alvin, we have one question from Abhishek. So he asks, is Instagram checkout enabled or allowed for businesses by Meta?
I am really, really sorry I missed out these two comments before. So Abhishek has asked, is IG checkout enabled, allowed for all businesses by Meta? So this is a native checkout flow which we have built. This is not something which Meta has provided. So any and all journey that is happening, this is something which is allowed and enabled on Instagram as a channel. The second question by Srilata is it possible to enter coupon codes in IG checkout? Absolutely. So if there is a code available for the user, that is something you can do. You can dynamically generate a discount code for anyone based on your Shopify price rule IDs. So in Shopify, basically you have a price rule ID system, right? That my like orders have to coupon codes or discounts have to be in a certain format. They have some logic conditions. All of these things are like we are completely compliant with that. So we just have to attach that. It's a minor change in how you have built out your end-to-end checkout journey on our platform, but it's entirely possible. Users can add coupon codes, like they can get discounts if they are previously eligible. This is something which is completely possible. Folks, there is yeah, all good. Yeah. Aditya has a question. All orders created through IG will it get tracked properly into? Got it. Aditya, is it possible for you to just explain this question more, or we can actually catch it if it's a specific issue you're facing? We'll definitely find some time after the session as well. Would that be okay? I feel like this is something which we might have to discuss a little more before we help you solve. No worries, Aditya. We'll catch up after this. Any other questions before we move to the engagement part? Cool. I think if there are no questions, we can proceed forward. Okay. The third section is essentially around engagement. Just give me a second. Yeah. I think you guys would have received a poll. Feel free to answer and complete polls so that we have a good sense of how to tailor make these webinars a bit more for you. So just feel free to answer them so that we also get some input on how we can proceed with this. Yeah. Now with engagement, one of the key problems is this, all of that we've discussed is something which typically is a revenue focused journey where you want customers to make that first purchase. But what happens after that purchase, right? If they have purchased on Instagram, then they're definitely coming back on Instagram to raise issues or understand where the product is, or like have some sense of, hey, where can I track it, right? So what you can do here is you can bifurcate your support categories. You can build out, and I think we can give you a quick glimpse of how you can kind of set this up. Just give me a second. Yeah. So in our dashboard, you can just create a new journey for Instagram. Let's just create a support issues. Let's create a new flow. And this essentially would help us to define how the support experience for a user has to be. At the first stage, you can define when this journey should run, right? I want that this journey should run whenever some user says that, help me, or, talk to an agent, or let's say support needed, right? We'll just go ahead, create this as a trigger. We'll save this. And yeah, our first very next message could be, hey, what is it that you need help with, right? And either it could be some free text option which you are getting them to fill, or you can actually enter that, hey, what seems to be your issue, or you could just give them an option that, hey, please select from the below on what your issues are. So you can just create a tree-like structure here itself where you have your high level issues here. I have issues with my order, with my support, with my product quality, payments, returns and refunds, whatever major categories you have. And if you have identified that in those categories, these are the major problems that I usually face, that becomes your next level. So the tree would branch out where you have one starting point, you have a list of options, and then with each of those options, you have further bifurcation. I'll quickly show you how these flows would look like eventually. Give me a second. We'll just check out Instagram flows. So let's just see how track order as a specific flow can work, right? So in this case, you just have to ask the user for their order number and their phone number. Based on this, we can get their order details and tell them that, hey, this is your tracking URL. You can just click on this link and get details. You can also give them specific information that, hey, your shipment partner delivery or whoever your shipment partner is currently in like marked your order in this state. It's out in transit, it's out for delivery. Those are also statuses you can then pass to users if they're asking for that particular support, right? So again, support takes a little time to build out. It'll take a lot of your team's input as well to kind of build it out in a way where customers are happy, right? End customers are happy, because the kind of issues your customers face, you're the best to know, right? So we will help you in kind of setting this up, but the key intent here will come from you. You need to have that vision on, this is how my typical support queries are coming in. This is my biggest bucket. And in this bucket, these are the sub issues that usually come in. The next part to this is agent escalations. Okay, you've built out good flows. You've built out, almost all the scenarios which you wanted to cover. But there is still some case where people are not happy, or people need more resolution. Or let's say there is some issue with your payment partner, with your shipping partner, or some other partner where you actually have to manually intervene. So with us, we also have the capability of switching over between a chatbot to to an agent escalation. What happens typically is when it's either one of these scenarios, it is not usually a happy scenario when it's only one of these things. So let's say it's only automations, only chatbot replies. There would be cases which the chatbot would not be able to answer, or some edge case which you simply haven't made a flow for. The other scenario is there are only agents. There's simply too big a load volume to actually handle if manually agents are going to be attending. So the smart thing here to do is essentially to have a split version, that you let the chatbot address be the front line of addressing these issues. And then you gradually qualify that, hey, this seems to be a higher priority issue, and this is something which we want to escalate to an agent. A typical way of doing this is after in every response in your support flow, have that button option that, hey, not very satisfied with this option. Can I talk to an agent or an executive? You within the flow itself, you can just connect those buttons to one single block which says that, hey, assigned to an agent, and that's it. Any moment, at any point, any customer just clicks on that, that will get escalated, or that will get assigned to an agent. You can auto tag, you can have tags which are added for the customer, just so that your agent has more visibility when they're getting to solve this. So when the agent sees the screen, they will be able to see all past conversations which the chatbot has made. They'll be able to see at what times, what tags, what issues were raised. And finally, they'll be able to resolve faster and for fewer queries. So agent escalations is something which, if played out smartly and works in tandem with your general support flows, it can provide a lot of value and save a lot of cost. The last section is, and this is something wanted to give you a trial run on, and this is specifically for Instagram, because in WhatsApp, for example, the moment a customer says hi, hello, or to your channel, you get their phone number, you get their name. And that's, in today's world, largely all you need to kind of retarget them and successfully convert them. However, with Instagram, it's like we said, it's just an Instagram ID handle which you can't proactively message out to unless they have engaged, right? And even in that, there is a specific window where you can proactively engage with them. So a very smart thing to do here becomes where, like we discussed all through this webinar, right? We discussed that wherever you're giving offers, wherever you're giving some bonus to a customer, always hide it behind an email or a phone, like asking an email and a phone. Now, if you just ask them and have it in the system, that's all good, right? But you want to use it somewhere else. You want to use it for a broadcast. You can export it to a Google Sheet. You can export it. You can add those users in a segment. You can broadcast a WhatsApp to those users, right? These are cases which we would want to cover. We'll just cover the Google Sheet use case quickly, and I'll just help you create the segment as well. Just give me a second. Just create a new journey. And we can have By the way, whatever use cases we have checked today, this is something you all can, just go on Travel Gear's official Instagram page and can try out all of this, right? We'll just add a keyword, let's say lead gen, and this is just to trigger this flow. This is like the rest of it, whatever you see, that can happen in any of those story reacts, story posts, any of the things we have seen. And we'll just have a simple action, which is to add a row. I'll just add this row. I want the customer name, and you can see that there are variables. All of these are variables pertaining to the customer, their order. So I'll just pick customer name from here. Insta ID. This is name. And let's also add email. Let's collect emails in this, right? So as you would have noticed at this point, I don't have the customer's email. I have to ask the customer for the email, right? So you can see there are multiple kinds of message blocks here. One of those is an email block. I'll just select that. Let's keep the question simple. Please provide your email. And I'll save that response to whatever the user says at this point. I'll validate whether or not it's an email, and I'll save that to this variable, and that will get used downstream. So when this flow runs, what will essentially happen is the first question would be this for a user. Once they input their answer, then all three of these fields would get updated in this particular sheet. Let's just change the header values. Exactly. I see someone was doing a test here. Just for your update, Tanya, that we have recorded your entry. Yeah. Insta ID and email. And we'll activate the flow. Let me just share my screen. Is my screen visible?
No, Alvin, it's still the journey flow that's visible.
Oh, give me 1 second. My screen is visible now.
Yes, now visible.
So I'll just enter my email. And I'm sorry, we didn't put any confirmation message that, hey, we have accepted your email, but I'll just show on our, just give me 1 second. Is my screen visible? Yeah. So here you can see the sheet which we added here. We have these three email, like these three details. Now, if you wanted to ask for more questions, there are talking with our support executive, right? These are all capabilities which you can, kind of connect together and create a, seamless journey for a user. That's largely it from from the 9 use cases which we wanted to discuss. Before we go to the next sections, or like we discuss further, is there any use case which you folks had which you wanted to cover, which you wanted to or that's something which we can cover in our next webinars as well? Like anything specific, any particular flow, any particular campaign which you're wanting to kind of look at, or any new feature which you're trying to look at? So please do add in the Q&A so that we also have that visibility. If possible, we can answer that right here. Hi, Nishita. Uh, if I understand your question correctly, are you asking whether or not Instagram, like platform-wise, is it a separate commercial from Big's perspective? I think I'll let Sarosh kind of take that up from in the next one. Yeah. Aditya, you have asked if a person abandons the cart, will the journey also be created here? So there's some clear distinctions when it comes to what how WhatsApp as a platform is treated and how Instagram is treated. So with WhatsApp, we have the capability of reaching out outbound to the customer. With Instagram, we're kind of limited in a very small window, and that window starts when the user has reached out to us. So the only scenario where what you have asked will work is if the user said hi to us today morning, and through the rest of the day they have kind of abandoned a cart. Only then we'll be able to create a journey for that user on Instagram. That so it would address some of your users, but it's not a clean solution. But if they're abandoning cart on like on your Shopify store, we can definitely retarget them. If they've given their phone number and then they're abandoning their cart, like even on Instagram, we can then retarget them on WhatsApp. So while what you have asked is exactly not possible, some variants of it is possible. And this is a Instagram WhatsApp limitation. We're trying our best to kind of provide you with alternate solutions here, but out of the box, Instagram and WhatsApp don't allow us to kind of do this part on Instagram. I hope that answers your question, Aditya. Got it, Nishita. So Nishita, I think Sarosh will like just take it forward from here. uh he will kind of address your questions, and I think either like even one-to-one conversations you can have down the line. I'll just wrap my part here. So whatever we discussed today, these are typically seen from campaign inspirations which we have seen our clients do, and we have empowered them to kind of run these campaigns. uh, what we'll do is if there are any existing customers which are on this call, on this webinar, all the flows that you saw today, these would be live in the journey library. You can just copy those flows to your stores and make them live, make the changes you want to make, and then make them live, right? Any other help, specific help you need in setting up those flows, just feel free to reach out to your GSM. We'll get on a quick call, we'll help you set these flows up, and you'll be good to go. Over to you, Sarosh. Now, I think you can kind of take it from here.
Thank you, Alvin. Thank you, Alvin, and thank you everybody for your time through the masterclass. We just wanted to quickly touch upon that. Along with Instagram, right, we also help brands like you streamline your lead acquisition, engagement, and conversion across multiple channels, right? Because an all-in-one marketing platform where we help you like drive Instagram, WhatsApp, email, SMS from a centralized place. And even from the perspective of lead acquisitions, we have like various growth tools where you would be able to capture leads via opt-ins like spin the wheel, reward widget, or like a pop-up. And we also enable click-through WhatsApp ads. Let's say when you're running ads on Facebook, we'd be able to directly help you capture these leads from Facebook to directly on your WhatsApp channel. And across Instagram, you have seen like a masterclass where we have shown you all of these capabilities, but we have like deep customizations and also end-to-end capabilities when it comes to WhatsApp as a channel, where we'll be able to help you drive retargeting, broadcasting, end-to-end checkout on WhatsApp, transactional use cases, and also we go as deep as CSAT and NPS. And the capabilities of journeys you have seen, like the same capability we have across all of the different platforms. And when it comes to customer support as a channel as well, we help you manage all of your different channels like Facebook, Instagram, email, right, from a centralized customer support dashboard along with Facebook messages. And we give you like a high level analytic view where you have like a bird's eye view in terms of how things are moving across various different channels. So if there is any interest in terms of going through like a consultative call where maybe we can like look into your website, look at the opportunities that maybe we can bring into the table, we would be more than happy to set up time with you on a one-on-one basis, and where we can like walk you through about the entire offerings and how this can maybe benefit your business.